Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are talking right now with Indian Cowboy from Doc Sports, one of the most famous, most viewed professional handicappers on YouTube, and he's covering a bunch of games with us every week this year in both college and the NFL. Right now we're going to talk about one of these quirky games, 40-point spread, Alabama and Florida Atlantic. Indian Cowboy, thanks for being back with us.
Hey, sure, Pete.
All right, we'll get your take on this game and these lines in a second. But first, just fill us in on what's going on with Doc Sports. You told me in our previous clip that you're going to be giving out every college game for free this weekend, except for the ones that are premium picks.
Yeah, basically every single college football game and NFL game. What our predictive models say about it. We have so much free stuff and extra content that we don't use. We just figured that we'd go ahead and put it on video. So every single game, within basically a 9-minute video of every single contest, where do we lean, all the stats and all that jazz. And it's one of the advantages about subscribing to our YouTube videos. And so you get all that stuff, plus our daily comp selections every day, which is 60% for 2 years now. Plus, we go ahead and have about 6 or 7 premium selections this weekend. So, yeah, we're excited about it. We're excited to give all that free stuff out.
Wow, your free picks at Doc Sports have been 60% for 2 years?
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's 59.5 technically, but I rounded up, but it's 50.
Florida Atlantic and Alabama, and this is one of these games. We see a few of these every year. Alabama, 40-point favorite, and totals 50.5. And Alabama in recent years they've been a terrible bet in these games. Right, they're 1-7-1 against the spread in over the last 3 years in games with a total with a spread of 35 points or more. But Florida Atlantic, basically Alabama can name the margin here. Florida Atlantic was crushed by 48 last week by Nebraska. And the thing about Alabama, though, they haven't beaten the spreads in those games, but they do win a lot of those games by 40. Like last year, they beat Georgia State by 42. They just didn't cover because the spread was 54. But if it had been 40 like it is here, they would have gotten a cover. They beat Chattanooga by 49, so they got a push on that one because the spread was 49. But if the spread had been 40, then they would have covered. And, we can expect market corrections for these kinds of lines as well. So I'm actually thinking that I wouldn't want to bet Florida Atlantic here, and I might actually maybe think about betting Bama at -40, especially since they have, a quarterback controversy. So they're going to want to get the quarterbacks, decent reps. So they might, pile on some points that way. Despite Alabama's record in games like these over the past few years, I'm definitely not going to bet Florida Atlantic here. Do you agree with my analysis?
That's right. I mean, if you're going to make a play here, it's going to be on the total. And a general rule for Alabama that you can always use, and obviously, because I'm a huge Crimson Tide fan, basically born, bled, and raised in Alabama. So I'm a huge Alabama guy. General rule that you can follow for Alabama for these big point spreads is if they're playing an SEC team, take Alabama. But if they're playing non-conference teams, don't take them. Shy away from them. That's general rule. For example, they played Arkansas, 29.5. Everybody jumped on Arkansas. 52-0. They play Tennessee, -28. Everybody jumped on Tennessee. Oh, wow, SEC team, 28 points. That's incredible. And Alabama won 45-10. But just like the Chattanooga and the Georgia State games, they didn't do well in those games. So, and the West Virginia game, of course, yesterday. I lean on the under here for a couple reasons. One, FAU gave up 55 points to Nebraska on the road. And prior to that, they had won 4 straight games last year. So this is a great bounce-back opportunity on the defensive end. Alabama is one of the top-rated defenses every year, and they give 23 points to West Virginia. So that defense is going to be pretty ticked off. So that defense is likely to do well. This whole quarterback thing with Coker and Blake Sims being a fifth-year senior, whenever a quarterback is out of rhythm, that doesn't help the situation. So both of them are going to see time. That's probably not going to help their offense. Basically, this game is likely to be just like that Georgia State game, that 45-3 type of contest. It's probably going to go under 50. And the total's at about 50.5. So, we have it about 47 for what it's worth.
Indian Cowboy, thanks so much, and we'll talk to you again next week.